So everybody's all hot to trot about the riots in Memphis last night, and we're going to get to that. But I saw this story, a story we've already done, but I saw the second day story about a bunch of fellas and lovely ladies attacking a white guy on the streets of downtown Philadelphia. And after seeing this story, the story of denial, deceit, delusion, danger, and how everybody's just okay with it, well, I think this is even more important than the Memphis riot story.
Streets of Old City, a group of teens attacked a man and tried to steal his backpack. The kids broke his jaw and got away with nothing. Now they're running free, nothing stopping them from doing it again. Fox 29's Shawnette Wilson live in Old City tonight. Shawnette.
Well, Shayna, picture the victim walking along this very block of Chestnut Street when he's punched in the face and knocked to the ground. Under doctor's orders, he's on a liquid diet right now for about a month to avoid having his jaw wired shut. But tonight, he did talk to me. He wants others to be aware of what happened.
Fractured mandible, my lower jaw, fractured cheekbone under my left eye, and the nasal bone here was also fractured, 2 stitches here, and bruising and cuts throughout my body.
His bruises tell one story, but the words from his mouth tell a very different one.
I do not wish ill will on these individuals. I do not wish to dehumanize them. They are people. Something caused them to do this.
32-year-old Rizzo Mertz calls himself an eternal optimist, even after the vicious attack he suffered.
I can't let this get me down. There's enough people afraid as it is.
Philadelphia police released this video from a business security camera on Chestnut Street in Old City. They say it shows a group of teens in the moments before they attacked Rizzo along the 300 block of Chestnut Street.
Sucker punched me in the left side of the face, resulting in a stitch. After that, the other males in the group set upon me or knocked me down to the ground, where I had abrasions on my my elbows, my hands, my knees.
He says it was around 12:30 Monday morning. He was leaving a friend at Society Hill Hotel after Pride Day in the city. Rizzo wants to stress he doesn't think the act was a hate crime.
I firmly believe it was a random act. I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. This could have happened to anybody.
2 days after the attack, he's wearing a shirt that says violence is not strength. And he says what happened hasn't scarred him.
Nothing will break my spirit when it comes to my faith in humanity and my faith in Philadelphia.
To begin here at 4:30 with a search for a group of teenagers accused of assaulting a man in Old City. The attack happened 2 days ago, the victim suffering a broken jaw. Police believe the motive here was robbery, but the suspects didn't take anything. Next News reporter Bob Brooks now live along Chestnut Street, where this happened. Again, Old City, Philadelphia. Bob, you've got surveillance video of the teens that police are trying to track down right now.
Yeah, Brian, I do. And you're going to see in the video these teens walk right down Chestnut Street, again, right here in Old City. But we know crime can happen wherever. Now, in this video, you can't really get that clear of a picture of who these teens are. But police are hopeful that one of them is going to have a change of heart, that maybe they didn't necessarily want this attack to happen. And they're going to come forward and start working with them to get to the bottom of things. Right now, Philadelphia police say all 8 of these teens, boys and girls, are considered suspects in a brutal beating of a man in Old City. You'll see the video freeze during the moments. You can see their faces best. Detectives say the victim suffered a broken jaw and several other facial injuries.
I don't think it's over now in terms of healing from what happened.
Today, Captain Sekou Kinnebrew says it was after midnight this past Monday in the 300 block of Chestnut Street in the heart of Old City. The group of teens are out past curfew and are up to no good when they spot their victim. Police say this video is from a nearby hotel just before the crime.
They attempted to grab his backpack.
And when the teens can't get the bag, they beat the man.
They started striking, punching, kicking him repeatedly.
Now, after the attack, all 8 of those teen suspects fled on foot, but Captain Kinnebrew says he doesn't think all of them might have been involved with this attack. And he says there's still time for one of them, at the very least, to come forward and avoid some serious trouble.
If you're someone in that situation and you say, wait a minute, I was there, but I didn't participate in this, and I really didn't even want it to happen, but I was powerless to stop it, that would be good for us to know.
We also talked today about why these teens would want to do something like this and how to prevent it. And Kinnebrew says it starts with parents and role models engaging these teens.
And I think it's just a matter of everybody being on the same page to make sure that we're involving our kids.
And also make sure they abide by the curfew, which the police recently tweeted out. If you're 12 and under during the week this summer, it's 9:30 and 10 on the weekends. And for those who are 13 and up, it's 10:30 during the week and midnight on the weekends. Okay, Shari, kids definitely need to stick to those curfews. Now, Captain Kinnebrew says again, if one of those teens caught on video did not play a role in this attack, you still have time to cooperate. However, if you don't and you're all caught later, it's going to be big trouble for everyone.
So in Philadelphia, there are no victims, just volunteers. That dude with the blonde mohawk telling about how the kids were, good people. He did not want to dehumanize him. Blah, 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 whatever the hell that means. These kids are out there walking around looking for their next victim, and that fellow with the mohawk, while pretending he's virtuous, is actually just as sociopathic as the kids are, because he doesn't care about the next victim. All he cares about is being on television and pretending he's virtuous when he is the opposite of virtuous. Oh yeah, and the fact that this attack took place right after the gay pride parade down there, that has nothing to do with it. The fact that there have been 10 black transgender women killed this year, murdered this year, every single suspect and every single attack is black, that has nothing to do with anything either. And now the cops have unveiled a new strategy to catch the fellas and lovely ladies, preventing them from doing this. They're out there appealing to their better angels, asking them to turn themselves in. That's crime fighting on the streets of Philadelphia. Meanwhile, does any of this sound familiar? Yeah, we just did this story a couple weeks ago in Philadelphia, not too far away from here. Exact same story.
Vicious attack in the middle of the afternoon hit so hard she fell to the ground. The woman's attackers, according to police, a group of kids, and all she was doing was walking down a Philadelphia street. Fox 29's Kelly Rule is live in Philadelphia, Society Hill. Kelly.
Lucy, the one question so many people have tonight, what were these kids thinking? This area is busy. Even at 10 at night, there are people walking around. That's why the woman tells me she couldn't believe this happened. She never saw it coming, especially from kids. And she says that's what upset her the most. She's sporting a big smile and what appears to be a school uniform, but this isn't school picture day. Philly police say she's a part of a group accused of brazenly attacking a 24-year-old in broad daylight. Even though they are kids, police want you to see their faces. So does their victim.
I look up and it was her and her friend, who was a male, and they were just like laughing hysterically, clearly like thought it was the funniest thing.
She says she was walking to the gym last week right near 2nd and Pine Streets in Philadelphia's busy Head House Square in the middle of the day. She said she heard a group of loud kids but never expected what happened next.
All of a sudden, this girl like whacked me across the back of my head and like my ear, and I fell to the ground because I wasn't expecting it. And after they left, I mean, I was like bawling, crying, not even so much because of the pain, but because of I couldn't believe that it had happened and that, there's kids that would do that.
Police say the group snatched her headphones and keys before running off in what they also describe as a random, unprovoked attack.
It's broad daylight. It's, I guess it would have been right at or before school dismissal, so we got to actually ask ourselves why these young folks were even out.
They say they are looking at schools in the area and their school uniforms. The woman attacked now has a warning of her own.
And if you do see like a group of kids that are, making a lot of noise, I mean, don't just assume that they're kids. Like, they could be the next person that, is hurting you. So I think just be aware.
And in the middle of planning for a wedding and saving up for a house, the victim tells me paying $500 to replace her keys was less than ideal. Now, police say they do believe not all of the kids caught on video were involved in this attack and could have just been bystanders. If that is the case, Lucy, they say it would be in their best interest to come forward.
And out in Chicago, yesterday morning, the district attorney, Kim Fox, she's the one who let Jussie Smollett go. She came up with the brainstorm that, she said it during her campaign. We have to stop the cradle to prison pipeline, the school to prison pipeline. We have to stop arresting the children in school Because 75, 80, 90% of children arrested in Chicago schools are black, that is proof positive of racism. Not that the fellas and lovely ladies are doing criminal things in school and destroying school for every other damn person in that school.
Please, sir. I want some more.
And that's the way it is. Thursday, June, whatever the hell it is, 2019. We're in Philadelphia and Chicago. We're doing everything we can not to make the black kids angry.